What's up, Star Wars fans? Today we got some big news for the Ahsoka series. That's right, with just a few days to go before this series premieres, critics have been able to watch the first 2 episodes of the show. And what's interesting is there's a recurring theme in some of the comments that critics are making. So let's get right into this big news for the Ahsoka series. I'm reading from thedirect.com, and author Richard Nibbins has written an article on these reviews, the first of which is from Steven over at Collider, and he states the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are really good. Even if you've never seen Rebels or Clone Wars, it's super easy to follow. Impressed with the action and how it's all story. No side missions or filler. Wish I could watch future episodes on a movie screen. And for me personally, I love the fact that Steven's pointing out that it's easy to follow. That had to be one of the toughest jobs for Dave Filoni, the writer behind the series, especially with all the characters that he's using in this series, and making it easy to follow for mainstream Star Wars fans. Well, that's really important. But moving on here, the next 2 comments do have a similar theme, and they tell us about a standout actress in this series. The first comment comes from the Direct's Kleinfeld, and he states, the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are pure Star Wars bliss. This is for Rebels what I hoped Obi-Wan would have been for the prequels. Rosario Dawson shines, but it's Natasha Liu Bordizzo Sabine who blew me away. Ahsoka is the Disney Plus Jedi epic fans have been waiting for. And certainly that's a great point. We've had a lot of great Jedi moments like Ahsoka in Season 2 of The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker at the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2. But this is going to be our first Disney Plus show following a Jedi, or should I say former Jedi, like Ahsoka Tano. But let's move on to the critic review from Gizmodo's Jermaine. He states, I think Ahsoka has a lot of potential. As a Rebels fan, I felt a connection to it that was truly special, and yet it's hugely epic at some times and oddly flat at others. Sabine is the standout through, and by episode 2, I was fully sucked in. It could go south, but I don't think it will. So certainly that review's a little more critical, saying it's oddly flat at times. But again, Jermaine is pointing out here that Sabine is the standout. Natasha Liu Bordizzo is no doubt doing an awesome job with this character. But moving on here, I have 2 more critical reviews that again mention something very similar in each of them and really helps us preview what's coming in these first 2 episodes. The first one comes from Total Films' Molly Edwards. She states, Ahsoka is epic. It's got those classic Star Wars vibes while also feeling very fresh. The first episode set the scene vividly with intriguing villains, a complex bond between Ahsoka and Sabine, and some awesome lightsaber duels already. I really think we're in for a treat. So several critics have mentioned that these first 2 episodes are feeling very epic, which is amazing. But that said, the critic from Forbes, Jeff Conway, well, he states something similar to our last critic review and something that connects with what Dave Filoni has been saying behind the scenes. Jeff states, I just watched the first 2 episodes of the Ahsoka series. It's a true visual spectacle. Rosario Dawson is phenomenal as the star. The fight scenes are epic and heart-pounding. The story has a rich history and great themes about second chances and female empowerment. So again, Jeff is stating in these first 2 episodes we are going to get some great fight scenes, which from the trailers we know are going to be lightsaber battles. But that said, we're going to finish off with 2 other reviews here that are a bit more critical. The first one comes from Decider's Megan O'Keefe, and she states, initial Ahsoka thoughts, Dave Filoni lovingly brings his Rebels to life in a story that embraces mythology, magic, and lore in a way that could turn off, say, Andor fans. Slower paced than expected, but still enthralling for this Rebels fan. Natasha Liu Bordizzo is my early MVP. So again, it's pointed out that Natasha Liu Bordizzo is killing it as Sabine, but that mention of a slower pace does have me concerned. And while Brandon Davis from comicbook.com mentions something similar as well. He states, Ahsoka is a straight continuation of Rebels, feeding the animation fans looking for more with these characters. Other Otherwise, it moves slowly but with a great score and occasional action scenes carrying. Optimistic for an exciting series with heavy lifting done in the first 2 episodes. And even though Brandon is being critical here and he's stating that those first 2 episodes are indeed slow, he also points out why. He mentions that there's a lot of heavy lifting done in those first 2 episodes, meaning that a lot is set up so that those 6 episodes afterwards can really pick up the pace. But hey, Star Wars fans, if you'd like to see more of these critic reviews, head over to thedirect.com. And as always, I'm Mike, and remember, the Force will be with you always.